Right now I'm using panel prep spray, put it out on this area. I'm gonna work in this small. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another banger video. As usual, I'm James with Topclass Detail, and today is going to be a bit of a different video. So
What's up, guys?
So I'm here with Josh. If you guys are not familiar with him, he is the owner of Auto Specs Detail as well as the owner of this shop. So Josh is allowing us to come through, film a video, ceramic coat this wide body scat pack, and polish it here. So show some love to Josh. Follow him on Instagram. Post great content. He will be coming out with YouTube content soon as well. So if you guys want to learn, there's a lot of great detailers out here. Josh is another one of them that I look up to, so make sure you guys show him some love. But today I'm going to give you guys a little bit inside of how we polish and ceramic coat vehicles. So a lot of you guys asked for that video, so that's what you're getting here today. So stay tuned. As usual, I hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day, doing something to better yourself or your business in any way possible. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. There's a conversation we need to have. About 80% of you guys are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, which is a problem. I'm giving you 100% effort. 100% of you guys should all subscribe and be liking the video. So with that being said, pause the video, go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with a friend, and that's all I have for today. Right now I'm using panel prep spray. This is gonna allow to remove any oils, any remnants that was from our initial wash with all the iron, all the soap, all the kind of contamination that was on there. This will make a nice clean surface, no oils, nothing like that. So when we come through with our machine, we're actually going to be working with the paint and not any of the chemicals that were previously used in the strip wash. So right now, I'm about to take a blue Lake Country pad. This is their heavy cut pad. I'm gonna use it with Coach Kemi fine cut, see what I can get out of here. Do a test spot before I introduce you guys to all the products, all the tools. I wanna see if it works, if this is what I'm gonna use on the entire vehicle. And then I'll share with you guys my process, how I'm gonna go through it, and then update you a little bit more. But for right now, this is what I'm gonna try out. Fine cut and a blue Lake Country pad on the DA. So got my polish. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dab it out on this area. I'm gonna work in this small upper piece to see the outcome I get with this. From there, we'll buff it off, see how it looks, and then decide if we wanna go further, exactly what our next step will be. So we'll keep this on about 3.5, 4-ish, and work it in for a little bit. So, can you see that with your light? Yeah. Pop the trunk for me.
What happened? Pop the trunk?
Yeah.
Pop the trunk, man.
Push the button on that.
Oh, there's a button. So this is our first initial pass. Now, because of how small the area was as far as like what I had to work with in body lines, I didn't do too much up and down, but you guys saw, if you look, I'm within shoulder width length. So from here to here is just about my shoulder length. I'm not trying to do one panel all at once. I'm not moving at fast speeds. I'm allowing the machine and the product to work for me to help remove the swirls. Just because you guys go fast and you go over it 10 times does not mean you're gonna get the same result as someone who takes their time and does less passes. So make sure you guys don't try to rush the process, but take a look. Let's see how it looks after this nice one step.
Damn. That looks good, honestly.
Now, that I would say is a good 90, maybe even an 85% removal. There's really just some light scratches that are left behind, but it looks very, very good. I'm very happy with how this works.
So we think, to conclusion, that combo worked?
To conclusion, I'm happy with this. We're gonna kind of finish off this panel, see if everything works as one. And if that's the case, then I think we'll just stick with this fine cut and this blue pad. I think it'll do us very well.
What do you think?
Honestly, what I told him, if the client doesn't want to go that extra mile, like, you're fine how it is. Eventually, your work speaks for itself. So, my opinion, it does need a paint correction, but as you guys saw, this thing looks just way better, yeah. So, let me know what you guys think. If you guys think this thing needs a full-on correction or it's good with the one step. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. Obviously, you got your deep scratches, but you don't have to worry about it. That's why you got to be specific with what you say. If you say I'm gonna do a one step and it's gonna remove everything, and you don't remove it, it's gonna like make you look bad. But this thing looks really, really good. No, it looks really good.
Is it
I mean, it's alright, but
oh, so I was gonna say, so it's not auto spec certified?
it's alright, you know. No, but yeah, it's pretty good. But a huge difference.
Well, huge difference.
I don't know if you guys could pick that up from the camera, like from here to that. I think it's stupid crazy. Mr. James, you are certified and you're good to go. Yes. Get back to work.
So we just finished up, I don't want to say everything, but the full polish step. So we just did a paint enhancement, but we got very, very great results with it. I'm happy with it. How do you feel about the view?
Honestly, guys, I gotta say this thing came out really good for a one step. You cannot go wrong with it. So if you're on a budget, this is the way to go. Honestly,
So,
yeah.
as I mentioned in a previous video, I told you guys I was running a couple holiday specials, and this happened to be one of them as well. So this was starting off at $650. It's a bit more because the vehicle is a bit thicker, so it requires a little bit more work, a little bit extra pads, but nonetheless, we still got this vehicle in very, very nice shape. I would say now it looks proper, like a wide body Scat Pack. Before, it was looking just like every other car, swirled, hammered, water spots. It was bad. So we definitely turned this around. You guys saw a bit of the process. I fully prepped it. If you guys want a full prep video to let me know like about the wash, the clay, the process of that, let me know. We could drop that one. But we did a full paint prep prior to our one-step polish, and then we went ahead and did another paint prep to fully take off any oils. But like Josh mentioned, there's still a little bit right here, so we're going to do another final wipe down when we pull it back in. This is just our sun check to see how the car looks as far as swirls, any marring, anything like that, and it looks flawless. So I'll catch back up with you guys. So for those of you guys that, whether you don't do too many polishing jobs or you do, but you find yourself taking a long time, longer than you feel like you should, I want to give you guys a bit of advice on my end. Josh can also tune into this, but I feel like one of the best ways to do it is to, one, start with all the bigger panels. For example, I went to the hood. I would prefer to do the roof, the trunk, and the hood before touching anything on the side. One of the main reasons is because, let's say you paint correct the door, you go to do the roof, there's a possibility you can't scratch it if you don't open it like Josh did and do it properly. So I would say one of the most efficient ways is to start with the big ones first. This way, after you get tired or it's been a long day, you're not feeling like you have a lot to accomplish, but also it'll set you up to just knock everything out in a nice uniform manner.
Honestly, going back to James, it's the same thing. You guys look at this one. This is kind of like, it doesn't have a lot of curves, so it's just mainly preference. But I would say hit with the big panels. Either go with the roof or the front of the vehicle. But honestly, guys, when you have a team, when you have everyone, it just flows. So yeah, man, like, you just go with how you feel, how comfortable you feel. But
yeah, even with me being like a detailer, Josh being a detailer, we're not sitting here like scared to ask each other for help. It's not like we're not looking to help each other. So if you guys have friends in the detailing industry and a job is something that maybe you know it's too big for you or it might take you too long, don't be scared to ask for help. Just like I asked Josh if he wanted to help me with this. We actually rented out the garage, so Josh was able to be here as well and help out with the vehicle. So that was a great help because we were able to finish this very fast. We started a little bit late, I'd say like 10, maybe 11ish after washing it, even close to 12. And right now it's about 3:46, so about roughly 4 o'clock. We finished the entire polish. Now it's just time to prep it, coat it, but most importantly, it's time for a lunch break.
Sure. Cool. Bro, you should have been using the Venus Pedro. I haven't made one. Hey James, I think I got the best one. You. All right, James, we're back from lunch.
Back from dinner.
Or from dinner. All right.
Lunch and dinner.
We're back.
So we're back. We already prepped the vehicle, so now I'm just gonna go through these little Q-tips, clean up some of the edges, and then we will ceramic coat the vehicle, and then that will be a wrap, I believe. So the main thing I'm looking for right now is just little compound dust that you'd find in between here. I'm gonna open this up and still clean it. Actually, can you open it, the hood, please? This will allow us to come through, clean up this, the front windshield, the little areas that are in here, and just help give it an overall better appearance, as well as leave it, you know, how it was when it came here. But obviously it's gonna leave a lot better. Just there was no dust in there. We don't want to leave some in there. This is important because there's a lot of clients who point out to me like, hey, a body shop did a job or another detailer did a job, and they left all this compound in my cracks or all my trims. So you definitely just don't want to be that person that they complain about. And at the end of the day, this is just what I do with every detail or with every ceramics job. So if you can learn from me, definitely add that into it. When you guys apply coating, the first time you always want to prime the pad. So if you're not too sure what I mean by that, I have another video called $1,200 ceramic coating. That one I explain more, but basically you would want to use a lot more product, follow all the edges into the middle to ensure you're getting everything fully covered, just like you do with the buffing pad. Now that it's already set up, you just have to do real quick, boom, that's good enough to cover this area. So now, Matt will hold this for me. We're gonna cover this. So I'm gonna start up here at the top. I'm gonna be mindful of that trim piece. Come over here, now work my way down. Fully coat this door, under these door handles. Make sure I get under it. And then I'm gonna be mindful of that trim piece. Boom, work my way over here, come up. Once again, be mindful of this trim and cover my areas.
Now, how long do you leave it on there for?
So now I'm gonna let it sit for roughly about 15 to 30 seconds. Now it does depend on how hot it is, the humidity. We're inside of a shop, so it's not too hot. It's actually pretty cold, but I'm really just looking to see what the coating says. I can tell you 30 seconds, but if the conditions say otherwise, the coating will flash faster. So pay more attention to the coating and not how much time to wait, because that will tell you when it's time to wipe it off and when it's time to let it sit a little bit longer. You see all the dots? No, you can see without the light too. You can see it right there. Yeah. So now, I'm going to take my towel and repeat the same process. As far as scooping it, go with the edges. Scoop down, come around town. Same thing. Come back this way. Now the only difference this time is that I flipped it to the second side because I had already did the hood and all this. I'm sure this was already full of coating. So I flipped that over and then I'm gonna go back with my second towel, overlap it, Make sure I get under the door handle like I coded. Make sure I get on top. Come this way. Now come over here. You can see this little piece of liquid right there. That right there is leftover coating. So you'll see if I actually hit that, it's gonna go away, and that's what you want. That's what you're looking for, is all that moisture, that wetness. That's the actual coating. So you wanna make sure you fully get all that out. And then same process, I'm gonna flip the towel. And boom. This looks good to me. I'm happy with how it looks. I'm not seeing any leftover coating. I know I covered all my areas of which I applied it. So now this is done. This whole hood, this whole side, and this roof is now done. Time to just move on to the other side, the trunk, bumpers, and call it a day. So now a lot of people ask when it comes to big panels, like let's say the hood, the door, the roof, do you want to do the whole thing in one shot? Personally, I don't. So if you saw, I just did that top piece for your example, and then I actually split this hood, this door into 2 different pieces. So if you'd like to even split it into 3s, 1, 2, 3, split that up 2 more, make it into 5s, that's not a problem. Work with the coatings until you get comfortable. So for this, I only did half of it. I didn't do the full thing. I just did half of the roof, just because that's what I felt comfortable doing. Same thing with this. I'm just gonna do this mirror at once, so this way I'm not forgetting where I'm leaving coating, and then honestly throwing a high spot on myself. That would be what you do if you forget about it.
What is a high spot?
And for those that aren't familiar with high spots, a high spot is gonna be what the detailing community calls leftover coating. So that's actually what it is, but a high spot is a name for it. Whenever there's leftover coating that wasn't properly removed or the surface wasn't properly prepped, then you get a nice big rainbow piece that is very hard to come off unless you polish it, depending on what type of ceramic you are using. Well, there you guys have it. That's going to conclude today's video. In this episode, I showed you guys how I polished the vehicle as well as how I ceramic coated, a little bit of techniques as far as how much ceramic to put, how big of an area to work with as far as polishing. I let you guys know to stay within a shoulder width, not move too fast, how many passes to do and what direction you should based on the area you're working on. Same thing with the ceramic. I didn't want you guys to do a full door if you're not that experienced. But obviously there's some people who can do a full panel, that's not a problem. But for those beginners who aren't that comfortable, definitely work with something that is within your area, within your means, so you don't end up leaving coating or missing anything behind. But that's going to be just about it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I want everyone to say thank you to Josh for allowing us to rent out the shop today to use it for this vehicle. It was honestly a lot easier to do it in here because it was really hot outside, as well as it was just a great environment in here. We had music, everyone was in here working, participating one way or another. So it was overall a great experience. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As usual, drop any comments down below if you have any video ideas or anything it is in the video that you want to let us know about. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Topclass Detail. Don't forget to give Josh a follow at Autospecs Detailing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So we'll throw that in the video. Make sure you guys give him a big shout out, and nonetheless, enjoy the rest of your night. See you guys in the next one.